The fall sports season is back, and you know what that means. NFL kickoff. That's right, it's here. 2023 Sunday NFL kickoff. And what better way to mix football than with some business? Hello, everyone. This is Jabbar Young, senior editor and writer here at Forbes. In a minute, I'll be talking to Adrienne Smith. She is the CEO and founder of Gridiron Queendom, as well as Blitz Champs card games. She's trying to make waves in the toy industry with the help of the NFL. So we're talking all things business with Adrienne, her entrepreneurial journey, all that and more on this NFL Sunday kickoff 2023. Adrienne Smith, the CEO of Blitz Champs, right now. So you're a hardcore football fan, you know, and here we are, NFL kickoff, 2023 NFL kickoff. It's a sports holiday in America. So I got to tell you, I got to start off. Your two picks in the Super Bowl. What's the two teams?
Oh, I'm gold-blooded, so definitely the 49ers through and through, and then the losers.
Well, you got to pick a team from the AFC.
Whoever's going to lose.
Whoever's going to lose? The 49ers, right?
The 49ers will be winning.
What do you like about your 49ers squad this year?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I love that Brock Purdy is back.
Yeah.
A little saddened about Trey Lance not being there, but I've been a fan of Kyle Shanahan, and I think we can get it done.
Yeah. So, listen, I don't really tell people a lot, but listen, I trust you, right? I trust you, and I don't think you'll tell anybody, right? You're not gonna tell anyone. You're sitting next to a Cowboys fan.
Oh my God, it's time to go. Oh my goodness. Bait and switch. You didn't tell me that.
Listen, I shouldn't. I don't tell people, right? And people assume that I'm from Philadelphia, right? I'm from North Philadelphia, but I don't like the Eagles. I can't stand. They are the enemy. And it's my family thing, like, and that's that football type of competitiveness. I was looking around the family, saying, everybody's cheering for the Eagles. Let me be the outcast. I want to feel that hatred. So every Thanksgiving, I walk into my house and family Thanksgiving, and then I get the hatred. I love it.
I don't even know what to say to that because I'm just doubly offended. One, Cowboys, and two, how could you go against your people like that? Some of my best friends are Eagles
I pay
fans.
my tax. I'm American, and you get the root for who you want, right? That's what it is, right? So, but it's a football holiday, so it's good to sit here and talk business with you. So, listen, I remember when we met at Columbia University. A good friend of ours, Joe Favorito, introduced us, and I sensed the persistence in you because you stayed on me. I mean, you were updating me constantly about what you're going on. Business, you with activations, you see the Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers there, the New England Patriots, activations that you've done because you have an NFL license. So much to get to talking that. I appreciate that persistence. But for those people who don't know, right, tell everybody, what is the Gridiron Queendom? Like, what is that? You're the CEO and founder of that company.
Right. Gridiron Queendom is a company I started in 2013 with the sole purpose of promoting and supporting women and girls around the world who play football, whether it's flag football or tackle football. My background as an athlete, I play at the most elite levels. I've been on the U.S. Women's National Flag Football Team for 5 times, won 3 silver medals with them, and I've been on the U.S. Women's National Tackle Football Team twice and have won 2 gold medals each time. And so for me, football was a lifesaver. It was a way for me to travel around the world, and I saw that one of the most, a universal language, we have math, we have music, and then there's also football. So for me, I wanted to start a company that supported all of those girls around the world that I saw, all of those women around the world that I saw who had an interest in football, but maybe didn't have necessarily the access to play.
Yeah. Is it like, I quit football at a young age, right? My dad bought me the equipment, I remember, and I was going to the practices, right? West Oak Lane, Philadelphia, and I was getting hit, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't like this. Why do you don't mind getting tackled? Like that physicality doesn't bother you?
Well, my
is this hero, tackle football?
This is tackle football. Everything's the same but the cup, right? Yeah. We don't need that as women. Full helmet, shoulder pads. And for me, my football hero is Jerry Rice, and he just didn't get hit. I'm a wide receiver. My job is to catch the ball and score, not get hit.
Yeah.
So I focus on that, and thank God, I've had a wonderful career where I've had 0 injuries.
Have you done an activation with the San Francisco 49ers? I'm going to get to Blitz Champs in a minute, what that is and what that's about, but have you done an activation around them yet? Have your favorite team reached out to you?
No, I've been in touch with the San Francisco 49ers Foundation, but we haven't done an activation for Blitz Champs just yet, but I have a strong sense that will be on the horizon.
Well, the 49ers president, right, we got to give him a call. Right?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to give you a call, right? We got to make sure we take care of the sister. But listen, You're a black woman in the toy industry, right? This is the sector that you decided to enter. I know we had you on our Forbes, the State of Black Entrepreneurship, that report about 2020, and I know you were talking about it. I found your comments interesting, but let's get to Blitz Champs, right? This is a card game, and I remember we were talking on the phone. I said, sell me on it. What is this? You said, Jabari, this is the card game, the NFL, like an Uno version, right? You want to take on Uno, and you have the NFL license, right? The NFL logo is on that. That's a very hard license to get. We'll get to that in a minute. Explain to people what Blitz Champs is for those people who don't know.
Blitz Champs is a phenomenal card game specifically for football fans ages 7 and up.
Yeah.
Think of it like the football version of Uno, but it's got a little more complexity to it, almost like the card game Spades.
Yeah.
It's like Uno in that 2 to 6 players can play at a time, again, ages 7 and up, so it's really easy. It's kid-friendly, it's family-friendly, but then there's also the Spades aspect to it, so there's like a 2-player team version. So it would be me and my best friend versus you and your best friend. It really is something that I'm super proud of, and for me it was a way to bring the excitement and strategy that I feel playing football at the elite level, to bring it to a card game so that everyone else in the world can experience that type of joy and competition at the same time.
Yeah, and you got red, green, and yellow cards, right? Green is go, red is stop, and yellow is to keep the game in motion. And obviously the object is to score 21 or more points, the first person who scores 21 or more points. And there's that Uno thing in there, right, where you can stop people, kind of like reverse and then skip you, but it's that
Correct.
football type of complex. What makes this so unique?
The uniqueness is that it really is a different form of the game of football.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with football, you're familiar with extra points, field goals, rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Those elements are incorporated into Blitz Champs. But the complexity and sometimes the rules that a lot of people say they don't understand when watching football on television, we don't have that there. It's kind of simplified in that respect. But you still have that sense of me versus everyone else. I want to be the first player to get to 21 or more points. I can use my defensive cards to remove my opponent's offensive cards. And it's, for me, especially in the activations that we've done with these NFL teams, the joy that I've seen on faces, and I'm talking about all 3 generations. You can have a grandkid, the mom, and the grandfather all sitting at the same table and getting joy out of playing this game.
Yeah. So we got Blitz Champs. It's been out since 2015. You started the branding on this?
I invented the game December 2015. I took
December 2000?
December.
That's my birth, Sagittarius. I know you're a Capricorn,
I'm a Capricorn,
right? Yeah, you and Jay-Z, I have the same birthday. I believe it was, right?
It's LeBron James.
LeBron James, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Does he
Layla
know
Ali.
Did you tweet LeBron or something?
Not yet. LeBron,
okay.
Come on, we need to play for our birthdays. Here we go.
Absolutely. So you formed this in 2015, and here we are now. Again, you've done activations, have the NFL license.
Yes.
What was that process? When did you first approach them about this licensing? How did that work? Your program you're in? Explain that.
Right. So when I first created the game in December 2015, I always envisioned the NFL as being a wonderful place where Blitz Champs could live and grow, and again, be a touch point that the NFL could use to provide another unique football experience to their fans. Mm-hmm. So in 2016, I developed the entire game. I just took a whole year to test. I was testing it with Americans who knew about football. I was testing it with non-Americans who didn't even speak English, who knew nothing about American football, and the game tested well. In 2017, I took it to market first in New York City public schools as a math learning tool. That's something else about Blitz Champs. Yes, it's super fun, hands down, super fun card game, but it also reinforces math skills for kids in grades 3 through 8. Yeah. When 2018 rolled around, I got accepted into the open vendor call for Walmart. So I went on down to Arkansas and I pitched the game to them, and they loved it. And so I started making inroads with Walmart. It was at that point that I felt, okay, I think I have enough momentum behind me to start knocking on NFL doors. And it literally was cold emails, doing research on Google, finding out who the contacts were for the youth football, youth development divisions, and reaching out to them, sending them emails.
Yeah. Slow grassroots process of game, right? And in this social media environment, that's very important because people don't want to do the work anymore. They want all of the accolades, they want the deals, they don't want to do the work. So here you are, right? What's it like being a black woman in the toy industry?
Well, we're few and far between. I do have to shout out a gentleman, James Howard, who started a Black Inventors Got Game group, and so there are some formidable black game inventors in this group.
And what's it called again?
BIGG, Black Inventors Got Game.
That's a group that is inviting for people who want to create toys and games?
Absolutely. So some of the two marquee members of the group are Mr. Lonnie Johnson, who invented the Super Soaker, and Mr. Ken Johnson, who's my mentor, who invented the Phase 10 card game. So it's been a very welcoming group, and they've really just given me assistance and guidance, and really just cheering me on and letting me know it is possible. Because there are those days, Jabari, where you're just exhausted. Yeah. You're knocking on these doors, and it's as if people don't hear you, or they hear you and they don't care.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, right? And that's why we have to develop the platform Forbes BLK, so that way people can start to hear with somebody like Blitz Champs, right? What you have to say. Let's hit rewind though, because you are at this unique intersection of sports. You're a woman that loves not only watch and love, you play it, right? I mean, you're in there, right? Show up your championship rings, right? Boston Renegades, fresh off of a championship. Congratulations, the Women's Football Alliance.
Yes.
That's the league. Yes. And again, this is tackle football. And it started as a 3-year-old running around Virginia, tackling a little teddy bear called Ginger.
That's it. Yes, Ginger. I love Ginger. And when I was 3, Ginger and I were the same size, probably about like this big. Yeah. And my parents tell me that I used to set Ginger up in front of the TV when the NFL was on, and I would just tackle him. And I just kept doing that over and over, and I just was so excited. And then I was very fortunate to have parents that did not dissuade me from doing something because of my gender or because of the color of my skin. Yeah. They really told me, and I believed them, that I could do anything I wanted to do. And with that belief, I said, well, I like football. I want to keep playing. So my dad said, okay. I remember Christmas when I was 7. He bought me a football, taught me how to throw. I get my catching skills from my mom, though. And I would pick up football with the boys in the neighborhood. And it wasn't until I became an adult, though, where I realized there was an actual league, a women's tackle football league in which I could play. Mm-hmm. And it changed my entire life playing this game.
Were you, in between that, were you crushed though? Because, I mean, listen, you grow up, you're tackling Ginger, and you may think, hey, I want to play in that league right there, the NFL. When did you realize, okay, I might not be able to get to the NFL, but I found this other league?
It never was a sense of a letdown for me, because throughout high school and in college I was playing women's basketball. Yeah. So I saw that, there is a route for women to play in certain sports and a route for men to play in certain sports. And I never felt as if, oh man, I'm not playing in the NFL. For me it was like, oh my goodness, I finally get a chance to put on some shoulder pads and a helmet and to show people that, I'm the female Jerry Rice. That's all I was thinking about.
Female Jerry Rice.
That's it.
I love that.
That's my hero.
When did you discover the San Francisco 49ers? Or my story, right? I told you I started seeing what everybody rooting for. I want to be the other guy. Right. When did you discover the San Francisco 49ers?
They were winning all the time.
And you grew up in Virginia. You're supposed to be a Commanders fan, right?
Listen, it is what it is. Yeah. I say the tagline for Blitz Champs is champions play Blitz Champs. I was looking at the champions, and at the time it was the 49ers. Yeah. And so, the gold helmets, it was just beautiful. Color scheme was beautiful. Bill Walsh's West Coast offense was beautiful. I just loved the idea of this fast-paced gunslinging game. And, between Joe Montana and Steve Young, I was excited about that. That style of play was what I endeavored to play, I endeavored to play.
Down 3, right? 2-minute drive, right? You got Steve Young, you got Joe Montana, right? You got Brock Purdy. Who you picking to go win you that game?
You know who I'm going to pick?
And you can't say Tom Brady.
I'm not going to say Tom Brady.
And you can't say Trey Lance either.
I'm not going to say Trey Lance. I'm going to say Allison Cahill.
Oh.
That's my number 7. That's my quarterback. That's who I'm picking.
Okay. All right. But you wasn't part of the options, though, right?
I
no
know,
disrespect to
but
the
yes.
3 options that you have, right? When you have A, B, and C, you can't say,
right.
no, I don't want E. I got to pick D.
Well,
you got Montana, you got
I hear
Young,
what
you got
you're
Purdy.
saying.
Which one
I
you
hear
got?
what you're saying, but I'm not a person who's stuck to options. If
Yeah.
that were the case, Blitz Champs wouldn't exist, right?
I respect that.
But if I'm going to say that, you're putting me in a very difficult and awkward position.
I got you.
I have to go with what's now Brock Purdy. Brock?
Okay.
Come on, baby.
Brock
Let's
Purdy.
go.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, listen, I'm going with Steve Young because we have a common interest, right? The last name Young.
That's true. That's
I'm
true,
going to go with
Jabari.
Steve. Although I love Joe, I'm going to go with Steve Young.
Yes.
So here we are, right? You're in college, and listen, you didn't go to college and you were playing sports, but you also majored in Japanese film. What was that?
I did. It was, once again, I was somewhat of a laughing stock because people are like, what does that mean? You're majoring in Japanese and you're going to make movies. How does that work? And you know you're black, right? I'm like, I'm aware of all of these things. Thank you very much. And so it ended up that, I had a television show when I was in Japan. So how about that?
Wow.
You know, again, just following kind of my own rhythm. And again,
Now, how did you get to Japan?
Oh, through the Japan Exchange Teaching Program. So
Okay.
my major was Japanese, and I applied to this program. And I went through a series of interviews, and I was accepted. And so my job was to be an international coordinator.
Okay.
So I would translate for members of the government. I would also visit different schools and give presentations in Japanese that explained American culture, that type of thing. It was a fantastic job.
And around what year was this?
Before. Just before. I don't get into numbers. The only thing I count are championship rings. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's fast forward now into 2015. Then, right? I'm listening to a podcast, and as you're trying to develop what you want to do with your life, and where are you at that point in 2014 before you come up with 2012, 2013 before you come up with the CEO and you're the founder of Gridiron Queendom?
That was tough because my mom had passed away in 2006, and I was still reeling from that. And then in 2013, my father passed away too, and I'm an only child, so it was a very dark space for me, Jabari. And that's why I really say that football saved my life. It provided a sisterhood, a de facto family, if you will. And when I was playing football, it was the only time I did not feel pain. I did not experience that darkness of grief. So I committed to it, and I wanted to immerse myself in football. And so, again, that was the impetus for starting Gridiron Queendom. Football was saving my life. I knew the positive effect it was having on women and girls worldwide, and I wanted to propagate that. I wanted to create a systemic company that could help that grow for women and girls.
Yeah. When you say, when you're watching football, right, and assuming it's the NFL, right, that league takes so much grief, right? You could have very well said, I'm not supporting it because we obviously seen what happened over the years. Colin Kaepernick, people go both ways, the kneeling. There's always some controversy around the NFL, right? But you do respect some of the things that even I found out that they do that people may not know about. So it's a little bit of good and bad, right? But here you are, a woman, and it's not like that league has been put in the best spot when it comes to women. You're still supporting this league. Why are you doing that?
I'm doing it because I see what it can be.
Yeah.
Just because of where we are doesn't mean it isn't where we can be. And if I were to say I had any type of superpower, it would be that I have vision. I'm able to see things that maybe other people can't see. And when I first invented Blitz Champs, I immediately saw fans from all 32 teams being able to play this game, being able to experience the joy that they get from watching the NFL, but bringing it into their home, bringing it into their classroom. And part of the way I designed Blitz Champs, it was very important for me that there be women on the cards, that there be men on the cards, that flag football and tackle football is featured in the game, and that people of all races would be reflected in the cards as well. I wanted anyone who picks up a Blitz Champs game anywhere in the world, I want them to know that they are in that game, that they are reflected on those cards, and that football is for them. Blitz Champs is for them.
Yeah, you feel a little bit of your mom and dad when you look at Blitz Champs.
Absolutely. You know, I wish they were. I know, you know, heaven is real, and I do get that sense. I know that they're proud of me, but I really wish they were here to see this. Yeah. Especially my dad, because I know he would want to start playing. He would want me to teach it to him quickly, just so he could literally say he beat me at my own game.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he was an undercover Cowboys fan. You never know.
No.
So look, let's dive into the business here, because I want to let you go. You got a lot of work to do, right? You have marketing and a lot of things going on. Explain your business model. Like, what's going to make Blitz Champs work?
Right. So initially, we are looking to, for this season, for the 2023 season, there's only so many weeks before Christmas is upon us. Mm-hmm. We're looking to sell about 200,000 units. Okay. So that's only coming to about 5,000 units per team, 10,000 units for some of the teams with the larger fan bases, the Cowboys, the Steelers, etc. And then from there in 2024, have more product available. Now, on top of just selling the games as well, we're also in the process of creating Blitz Champs battles throughout the country. And this is where there'll be tournaments where we'll have a junior division for kids and then an adult division where you come and you play either the single version style where it's each person for herself or himself, or the two-player team style, which is kind of like a spades tournament where two-player teams compete. And we'll be competing for prizes. We could be competing for cash. We could be competing for, you know, autographed jerseys, that type of thing. So I do want to create a competitive league for Blitz Champs that really encourages people to continue playing the game and offers rewards for success in the game.
What's distribution look like? I know you can get it online, and I know Amazon. And listen, I heard before you were out there, before we got in the studio, one of my coworkers have already signed up to buy it.
That's right.
What's the distribution looking like?
So we're definitely selling through blitzchamps.com. Amazon's coming on board, and we already have about 25% of the NFL teams are selling their team branded Blitz Champs decks in their NFL stadium stores.
Okay. So what does that look like for you revenue wise?
I think, you know, again, if we hit that 200,000 unit goal, we should be pulling in, you know, low seven figures.
Low seven figures,
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, listen, now that you're here, you're running would you describe Gridiron Queendom as a media company with Blitz Champ as a product under it? How would you describe the overall business?
Yes, so Gridiron Queendom is a media company. Okay. We might be branching out into some other areas, but Blitz Champs is a product. It's an entertainment product within the under the umbrella of Gridiron Queendom.
Okay. Yeah. And so now that you're this business owner, and you started the company in 2013, Blitz Champs came right after in 2015.
Yes.
The biggest surprise as a CEO, business owner, what's the biggest surprise you've had thus far? Positive surprise.
Positive surprise. I'll tell you what it is. Facebook analytics let me know last year that the people buying Blitz Champs the most are
in Germany.
We do have we have lots of fans in Germany, but grandmothers.
Wow.
Women 65 and older. I had no idea. All of my, you know, my instincts, my gut were saying, you know, you need to go after the moms. They have the purchasing power, et cetera, et cetera. Facebook analytics let me know that it really was women 65 and older.
How do you change your demo, your target, your plan when you find out that that's your number one consumer right now?
Very swiftly and very happily. I changed it. And so we are really gearing towards catering to the grandmas out there. And I've been in discussions with AARP. I'm working on a digital version, a two-player version of Blitz Champs, because the seniors really like to play online games. And so I'm creating something specifically for them.
Absolutely. Your biggest negative surprise? What's the thing that's oh my God, I can't believe this? And I will give you an example. I was talking to one company and they said, we don't have the infrastructure tech-wise, and we're getting a lot of, bad negative feedback because of that. People in this fast food society, they want things one click, one stop, no interruptions. What's been your biggest negative surprise about, getting Blitz Champs off the ground?
Again, as a serial entrepreneur, I'm kind of used to the bumps that come along the way. I'll say this one thing because clearly it popped into my mind and I was a little bit perturbed. Nothing necessarily about bringing the game to market, but one review that said Blitz Champs could be tedious because you have to do math. And I was like, really? That person, you're the one who really needs to play Blitz Champs so you get better at math. But I guess a little ding like that it seems to me someone just needed something negative to say.
Yeah.
Well, you have to count to play Blitz Champs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen.
Okay.
The consumers they got their opinions. You know.
Okay, but again, one amongst hundreds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's been it.
Well, you gotta listen. You gotta tell them. Well, you can learn math through playing Blitz Champs.
Yes.
Right? You know,
or I could just scroll down to next.
Absolutely. Listen. We talked about you appearing, and when we were doing the State of Black Entrepreneurship back in 2021, and McKinsey, their global institute, they came out with to support the economic state of Black America, what is and what could be, and it said Black entrepreneurs often hit structure and market barriers, starting with securing startup capital and loans, right? White entrepreneurs start their business with an average about $107,000 on hand for capital, but Black founders are about $35,000, right? And it's one of those things that allows or it hurts Black businesses from getting off the ground. And I know, man, you've talked and you've said that a lot of this is through your own personal capital. Why are you using your own personal funds to do this?
Well, I appreciate that information and those statistics because I'm going to fit right in there. And I will say, I mentioned in 2013 my father passed away, and I was left with a little bit of money, and I actually used $30,000, so I'm fitting right into that, of that money to start Blitz Champs in 2015. And that has been an absolute struggle because we don't have access to capital to grow. You can have the best idea, and I'm telling you, Blitz Champs is a God-given idea. The game mechanics are absolutely exquisite, and a struggle has been being able to finance bringing the game to market.
Yeah.
And so I have been working 4 million jobs, doing whatever I can to get a little money to come in so I can put it into Blitz Champs, a little more money to come in so I can put it into Blitz Champs. And that's why I feel as if it's taken this long. It's been 7 years. And I know I had the plan for Blitz Champs from December 2015. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I just did not have the capital on hand to do it. So I'm doing it piecemeal, year after year after year, taking these little bitty baby steps when I could be leaping and bounding if I had the opportunity to have access to capital that is afforded to other people in the country.
Yeah. There is a psychological component to it because some Black founders, they feel like if they go and apply for capital, they're instantly get turned away, right? Have you tried to apply Black banks or anything like that? And if so, what's been the reaction?
I am the queen of applications. If you ask me right now, Adrienne, we need an application before this interview is over, I could pull my laptop out and whip out any type of application. So yes, I was applying nonstop.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out the Comcast Rise grant. That's the only one I received, and with that grant, they were able to create for me free of charge a 30-second commercial for Blitz Champs that I've now repurposed and am starting to use. But yeah, again, this looks great, but fill in a myriad of reasons why they can't do it. Or you were so close, but we decided to go this way.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I had to be able to answer that question, though. Did you try? Yes, I tried.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Consistently, for years. Yeah. Yes. And the way I found the only way it could work was I had to fund it myself.
You do have the NFL license, right? You do have that. People look at that and say, well, wait a minute, there's that logo in there. What does that business look like? Are they taking a percentage? Are they not taking a percentage? Like, how is that setting up?
Well, of course, just with the regular licensing agreement, you can go online and research this and find that you have to, have a certain amount of money that you're putting down, and then the NFL will take a royalty per unit sale.
Right.
And so that's the same.
Is it
setup.
a fair one?
Is it fair?
Is it fair for you?
Yes, it's fair for me. It's
Okay.
fair for what's going on in terms of the way that Blitz Champs as a football card game aligns with the NFL. Not only just because, okay, it's football and it's football, but because I'm also able to address two of the NFL's pain points in terms of, one, they really wanted to find a new way to introduce the game to young people. We're talking about elementary age school kids, because there's been a shift in America that's leading kids, elementary age school kids, more towards soccer. So the NFL was like, we need a way to really grab onto that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grader. And then also, we need to get girls involved. So again, I'm a woman. I've been playing football since I was a little girl. Blitz Champs features women in the game. And it really is a way for girls to get comfortable with the idea of playing football. So it's been a wonderful arrangement for me.
A couple more things, rapid, let you get out of here. The first of Jerry Rice walked into the door right now, right? And he got some capital, and he's looking and he says, Blitz Champs, right? You got a couple of seconds, and I'm talking about a couple of seconds because it's Jerry Rice, he's busy.
Yes. To
pitch him on your product. What do you say to him? What do you get to give, or what do you say to get Jerry Rice to give you what you need capital-wise?
I would say, Mr. Rice, first and foremost, thank you for your career. Thank you for being inspiration to me. Blitz Champs, we already have the NFL licensing deal. I'm looking to develop the Blitz Champs League. It would be comparable to Magic the Gathering, which has generated $1 billion for Hasbro. Yeah. Let's go.
I love it, right? Quick, to the punch, let's go. Rapid stuff now, right? Get you out of here on this. One of the things that I knew you struggle with as an entrepreneur coming up, right? And for us BLK community, love thinking and listening to ways entrepreneurs got out of things, the way that the new approach, the way of thinking. And one of the things you were having struggling with was time management, right? Time management was very, very, very hard for you early on. How'd you overcome that?
Shout out to my best friend who told me I needed to just get it together. Yeah. She was like, you want to be like Oprah, you want to be like Spielberg, you need to get your time management skills in order. So I literally went to Barnes & Noble into the time management section, grabbed a book, read it, and from, I believe, 2013, maybe 2011 on, I have a spreadsheet that I keep of my time. It's broken up into 30-minute increments, and I color code everything, even sleep, working out. The businesses that I run each have a color, and I'm dedicating a certain amount of time and during the week for each business. That's how I stay on top of everything.
Yeah. And which businesses are those?
Harlem Hip Hop Tours. We provide educational field trips for students in grades 3 through 12. Gridiron Queendom, which we've spoken about, my company for women and girls in football. Blitz Champs, the best card game in the United States of America. And then I have some television and film projects that I'm producing as well.
Okay, so you're all over there, right? And so with one thing that you hear from a lot of investors is they want that entrepreneur to be focused on one thing. And so can you drop everything and focus on Blitz Champs?
That's for those who are not able to do more than that one thing. And again, it's the same thing whereas you have, I'll pick up, let's go back to Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to focus. They were elite in baseball and football. So for most people, yeah, they just have to focus on that one sport. But then you do have a rare person that has the ability to focus on more than one thing. Right now, my attention is on Blitz Champs. It is that time of the year. We're at the NFL season. We've got college football starting as well. So I'm Blitz Champs all day, every day, all the time. As the seasons shift, and then unfortunately we're still waiting for some of these corporations to come to terms with the SAG strike and the Writers Guild of America strike. Once those things are hopefully wrapped up in a proper manner, I'll be able to swing back and focus on some of my other TV and film projects.
Nice. Roger Goodell walks in this room right now. What do you say to him?
Nice to meet you again, sir.
So you've met him before?
I've met him before.
Right. What did you say to him the first time you met him?
It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you. I really I'm a huge fan of the NFL.
Was it about Blitz Champs?
No, this was years. This was years ago, before I even thought of Blitz Champs. Before I think I had just started playing women's tackle football. Right. I would say to him, pull up a seat, Jabari, Roger, let's play. Yeah. Let's play some Blitz Champs.
I want y'all to play, right? And I want you, Roger, Rainey Anderson, the Chief Revenue Officer, and y'all need to play because y'all need to talk about some business. But I'll get you out of here on this because you're a football fan. It's football Sunday, NFL kickoff, Blitz Champs right here. Congrats on all the success. But you're a wide receiver, and I love that good to great question, right? What's the difference between a good wide receiver and a great one?
For me, I'm giving a big secret, something that I've noticed. When a person is hit, and we're talking about tackle football, because flag, there are a lot of receivers that are good in flag that cannot play tackle football. In tackle football, when a receiver is hit, there's two ways their body naturally goes. Some people, when they get hit, they go out like this. It's just this natural reaction. The great receivers, when they get hit, their initial inclination is to clench down. To me, that's the difference, because at the end of the day, a lot of people can run routes, a lot of people can catch balls, but it's how you handle that impact that allows you to get the yaks, that allows you to make those game-winning catches under pressure when you are being held, when you do take a big hit, but your initial inclination is to go like this, to secure the ball, as opposed to some people go that way.
Who's a good receiver that does exactly what you just did?
Well, obviously, Mr. Rice. I'm loving Tyreek Hill. There's Devontae Adams. I mean, it's clear the ones who stand out have that. I've noticed that reaction to go this way.
Yeah. That's coming from Adrienne Smith,
Hey.
CEO, founder, Blitz Champs, one of the best women wide receivers that ever played the game. Thank you so much for all your time, my sister.
you.
Good luck on
Thank
this
you.
journey in the toy industry. One of the few black women doing it. Keep it up. The persistence that you showed to get my attention, I'm sure you're going to get the world's attention with Blitz Champs.
Thank you so much, Tabari. I appreciate your having me. Thank
Absolutely.
you.